Welcome to Darth Dana's review of... Now where could it be? The Legend of Zelda! Wait! This is Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link! The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Released in 1986, The Legend of Zelda was the brainchild of one genius, Shigeru Miyamoto, who was inspired by roaming around as a Boy Scout in his hometown of Kyoto. Darth Dana was once a Boy Scout, but my use of the dark side got me banned. But in all seriousness, The Legend of Zelda was a groundbreaking game on the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game was the first truly open-world game, and not only that, it was the first game to have a battery pack in it. See, most games were arcade-style. You would play until you beat the game, which would take usually an hour and a half, or you would die and you'd have to start over again from the very beginning. With The Legend of Zelda, you didn't have to do that because of the battery pack save feature, which allowed you to actually play the game in multiple sittings without having to beat it all the way through in one sitting. And believe me, it's pretty much impossible for most gamers to beat it in one sitting on their first playthrough at the very least. Now, The Legend of Zelda is a very simple game to control. The controls are actually very, very good. You use, little nifty guy here, use the NES controller, you use the command cross to move Link in 4 directions. He moves in a box step. Press A to use your sword, you use B to use your boomerang, bow, bombs, the like. Now, pressing the start button brings up the menu screen. Pressing select pauses the game. Now, the controls, like a lot of games on the NES, definitely feel very stiff by today's standards, but I feel like when judging an old game, especially one from the 80s, it's hard for a lot of critics to, like, overwrite the game based on, you know, its graphics, or it's dated, or this and that. But I think we do need to give it context of its time. And for its time, The Legend of Zelda really was quite groundbreaking. I mean, enemies had dynamic movesets, had a huge world. It actually had some plot, although compared to later Zelda games, the plot's definitely pretty thin. I mean, it had a ton of variety, lots of items, lots of things to do, see, and explore. So the plot in the game is kind of like in Super Mario Bros. Link has to rescue Princess Zelda, a princess who's been captured by the evil Ganon, who's this dark wizard who wants to get the Triforce. And Link has to go to all these underground labyrinths, they're called dungeons, and get all 8 pieces of the Triforce so that he can go to Ganon's lair and defeat him. Now, The Legend of Zelda also features a second quest, which is a lot harder than even the first quest, if that was even imaginable. Now, the second quest, I honestly say, if you're like a hardcore Zelda fan like I am, then you're gonna want to do the second quest. If you're just an average Joe who's just playing for a good time, I definitely think that this is a game that you should play through at least once. This is an amazing game. It's definitely one of the best and most important games of all time. And you know me, video games are my favorite pastime, and The Legend of Zelda is my favorite video game series. So if you never played The Legend of Zelda, definitely play it. As far as things that I didn't like personally about this game, like, there's these things called bubbles that you see throughout the game, and every time Link hits one of them, he can't use his sword. Like, especially near the end, it just got super annoying to me. Like, I got hit by all these whiz ropes and things. A great game, and definitely play it if you've never played it before. Now, if you feel so inclined, if you like the first Zelda game, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link for the NES is also a really fun game, but it's very different from the first Legend of Zelda game and any other game, period, in the Zelda series. So, but it's still a really fun game. I might review it later. Now, the next game in the Zelda series I plan to review is my personal favorite, Ocarina of Time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this review, and until next time, may the Force be with you.